Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Haba. We're continuing Berura daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman Kuf Tes Seif Beis. Siman Kuf Tes Seif Beis. The Mechaber said, if we started this yesterday, that if you started to daven with the Shel Tzibor, when you get with the Shel Tzibor to Nakdishach, you should say with him word by word the whole Kedusha, and you should say with him word by word the bracha of Hakel HaKadosh and the bracha of Shemei Tefilla. And
are you supposed to do that?
No, 1 second. It means like this. You're supposed to start Shemone Esrei with the Tzibor. But if you didn't, and now you're starting with the Shliach Tzibor, now, here, we're going to see, look. We're going to see. The Rama holds no, l'charchila, you shouldn't do that. We're going to see. We alluded to this yesterday. So again, the lashon of the Mechaber is if. You're right. If sounds like it's b'diavad. Okay? The lashon of im, right, sounds like there are really two ways to read it. Im could sound like b'diavad. In other words, you really shouldn't. Really, you need to wait until after Maidim. Right, or you really need to wait until after Hakel HaKadosh and try to squeeze your Shemone Esrei in between Hakel HaKadosh and Maidim. But if you didn't follow our directive, or Im could just be, that's when you showed up and that's when you happened to start. We're going to see, the Ramah is going to qualify Im means, in fact, that you really should not do this. Okay? But many Achronim argue on that. So again, if you began to down with the Shel Tzibor, when the Shel Tzibor gets up to Nakdishach, you should say with him word by word the whole Kedusha, whatever he says, and you should say with him word by word Hakel HaKadosh and Shemei Tefilla. V'gam mechaven k'sheyagia Shel Tzibor l'moedim yagia gam hu l'moedim. You should also be mechaven that when the Shel Tzibor gets up to moedim, you should also get up to moedim. You should be up to La'atov Shemcha L'chanal Haidos in order to bow with the Shel Tzibor by moedim. Okay, says the Ramah. Now, 1 second. Let's see the Mishna Berura. We saw Sivkatan Yud Aleph yesterday. That you say with him Nikadesh, you say with him Ledar Vadar, and then you daven yourself. Meaning you don't say Ata Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kadosh Shemcha Yam Yaluchasela. You're going to say Ledar Vadar Nagid Gadlecha. Okay. And on a tainas tzibor, you will not say with the Shel Tzibor, Aneni abracha b'fnei atzmai, but rather you'll say it by mincha. Birchas hakel, says Mishna Berura Sivkatan Yud Beis, Perish yichavin b'shtei abrachas elu l'sayim Shel Tzibor b'yachad. The point here is not saying each word with the Shel Tzibor. There's no inyan of saying each word of Hakel HaKadosh and each word of Shemei Tefilla with the Shel Tzibor. The point is to finish with the Shel Tzibor. Va'az ein tzarich sula aniyos elo ha'amenim k'may hashatz v'atzmai. Then you would not have to answer amen to these responses like the Shel Tzibor himself. What's the pshat? He brings down something interesting. I would not have said this. He says, L'chayra, the Shatz also has to answer Amen. It's just that it must be that when the Kahal answers, it's like he answered himself. So too, the guy who sang along with him also gets that. I would not have said that. I would not have said the pshat in the Shatz is that when the people say Amen, it's like he's answering Amen. It's they're answering Amen to him. He doesn't have to answer. Amen is, do you agree with the Shatz? We know the Shatz agrees with the Shatz because he said it. I would not, he quotes the Even Yisrael. I don't know if he's quoting it correctly, but I would not agree with that. I don't think the pshat in the Shatz is that if they're answering Amen, it's like he answered. Doesn't have to answer. The question is, why do we answer Amen? Because if you hear praise of Hashem, do you agree? Do you concur? So we say, yeah, Amen, I concur. But we don't have to ask the guy who said it if he concurs. He said it. It's almost, yeah, I don't get that. Fine. Anyway,
it's explaining why he can daven with the Chazan and not have to wait for him so he can answer himself the brachos, no? Like the Tefilla.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the lumdus that he brings, why a Shatz doesn't have to answer Amen, I don't...
That's difficult to understand.
Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't have said that. I don't... Yeah, okay. Sivkatan Yud Gimel, and also you should have in mind that when the Shtel Tzibur gets to Moedim, you should schedule a bow. Ayin le'el b'Sivkatan Yud Aleph, that... Okay, v'seif Magibam Kasav the Tav Yosef spell Mila b'Mila lekayim shechia v'amenim. It's better to daven word by word, to be mekayim, the bowing, and the amenim, misha yemaher l'spalel ad shelo yagia shliach tzibor l'moedim v'chemasha b'sefer el yaraba. What does that mean? He says you should be mechavein that when the shtel tzibur gets to moedim, you should get up to moedim, or lahatov shimcha. Now, in Mishabros of Katan Aleph, it says that after you get up to Hakel HaKadosh, you should sort of hurry up before the Shtel Tzibur gets to Shemei Tefilla. But I'm not sure what he means. It's better to daven word by word, to be Mekayim, bowing and Amenim. Well, how would you be Mekayim Amenim? Than to hurry up ad shelo yagia shtel tzibur l'moedim. I can't even read these words. Do you have the same words I do? Do you have the same girsa? What does he mean? It's better to daven word by word, to be mekayim shechia va'amenim. What amenim are you mekayim when you daven word by word?
You're no longer chayiv in amenim for saying along.
You're mekayim the amenim by not being chayiv in them? That's what he means?
The din, the din that you have to be able to answer the amenim doesn't apply because you're davening the Chazan.
I want to refer that to being mekayim amenim.
To fulfill the chiyuv of answering amen to those brachos.
I would change the girsa. You ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. Tov yoser lehispalo mila b'mila is better than word by word. Mila kayim, then hurrying up and being mekayim shechia and answering the amenim v'sheyemaher or sheyemaher. I would take the mem of misha yemaher and put it by mila kayim. Tov yoser lehispalo mila b'mila mila kayim shechia v'amenim sheyemaher lehispalo al shelo yagir shel tzibor l'moedim. Because I would not refer to davening word by word as a kiyum of the amenim. You're not being mekayim amenim. How you mekayim? Yeah, I don't know. But you all have those words? All your Mishna Berura editions? You have any fancy editions over there with like corrections? Kuf Tes.
He quotes it from the El Yerabah. You can look inside the El Yerabah.
Uva Sefer Magen Giborim Kasav, the Tav Yosef spell Mila b'Mila L'Kayim. Look in the Magen Giborim, yeah? Okay. Weiter. Then the Ramah says, this is what Mendy was pointing out. Aval l'chachila lo yaschal ad achar shamar kedush v'hakel hakadosh. L'chachila, you should not start to daven until after kedush and hakel hakadosh. Ela she'im hutzrach lahaschel. But if you have to start mikayach shehashal iveres, because time is passing. Meaning the Mechaber says, if you began to daven with the Shliach Tzibor, but it's better to daven, it's better to start after Kedusha and Hakel HaKadosh. So comes the Mishnah Berura, Aval Lechatchila, Uvesefer El Yorabba Herech Mikama Poskim, Da'afil Lechatchila Mutter Lahaschil Im HaShliach Tzibor B'Shaveh. It would be Mutter Lechatchila to start with the Shliach Tzibor. Now, here's a very important thing. When you daven Shaveh B'Shaveh with the shots, says Rabbi Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld in the Salmas Chaim Siman Kuf Lamed, in the Igros Moshe, Rav Moshe says in Archaim Chel Gimel Siman Tes, you are not considered davening with a minyan. It is Einoi Nechsheves Tefilla B'Tzibor. Eina Nechsheves Tefilla B'Tzibor. But it's better than davening B'Chidos. I have this argument with people all the time. People say, it's okay, I'll come late and I'll start with the Shliach Tzibor. No, you didn't daven with a minyan, pal. Maybe you did other good things. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you ate gefilte fish this Shabbos. But davening with the minyan you didn't do. It's not considered davening the minyan. Rav Moshe adds that the Chazon Ish agrees to him that it's not considered davening with the minyan.
But not starting with the tzibur, but just, let's say, catching on to the tzibur once they start already. That is with the minyan?
Also, it's not a lechatchila dik minyan. You're supposed to start Shaveh B'Shaveh.
So then, how could it be Togish L'Sval Milo with the Shliach Tzibor if that's not having with the minyan versus?
No, either way. You want to know what's the question? You want to know if, let's say, you start late.
The option is the person comes late. The Tzibor's already davening Shemone.
Yeah.
You can start now and seem to get some sort of tool of Tzibor.
No, that's not the other option here. The other option is, one option is to start Shaveh B'Shaveh with the shots, or wait until after the shots is finished with Kedusha. You'll quickly daven Shemone Esrei to get it in before he gets up to Shemei Tefilla. Those are the two options. He's not weighing.
Starting now. Starting before the Chazan starts Shemone Esrei.
No, that wasn't. No, you can't. That you can't do.
Why not?
Because there's no time. There's no time. We're talking about the two options are. You want to know the Shliach Tzibor's up to the Tzibor's up to Moedim. You want to start Shemone Esrei now and down a 10-second Shemone Esrei?
I don't know. I came in 2 minutes after they started. I have to daven a minyan every day. It's a very, very long time.
That's not that's not one of the options given here. You want to know would that also not be davening with a minyan? I don't know if it's more. I'm not sure that it's more Tefillah B'Tzibor. According to Mishnah Berura, it's only Tefillah B'Tzibor if you start simultaneously with the Tzibor. If you start a minute later, he already said that's not a L'chatchila Dika Tefillah B'Tzibor. You want to know, is that more Tefillah B'Tzibor than starting Shaveh B'Shaveh with the shots? I don't know. Not sure.
I had this recently. They were starting Shemone Esrei. I realized I have to use the restroom, so I leave. I come back in. When am I supposed to start Shemone Esrei?
You could finish before the shots gets up to Kedusha?
Yeah.
I don't know. A good question, but it has nothing to do with what we're learning now. Right now we're talking about one thing. If you start with the tzibor, in other words, Mendy, we already know if you don't start together with the tzibor, it's not l'chatchila davening with the minyan. It's not. We already learned that. You want to know, is that more davening with the minyan than starting Shaveh B'Shaveh with the shots? I don't know.
You just said that starting Shaveh B'Shaveh with the shots is definitely not feeling tzibor.
It's not. No.
Okay, so
It's just no, but it's better than davening B'Chidos. So I would say the same thing about if you don't start together with the tzibor. It's not davening with the tzibor, but it's better than davening B'Chidos.
I thought there was at the end if some of the tzibor still davening some Shemone Esrei, you have to write some sort of deal with tzibor, but maybe that's a step up. I don't know. Not sure where I got that from.
So, by the way, the Chazan Sofer writes that if you daven with the shots, it's Tefillah B'Tzibor Mamish. The Shevet Halevi defends the Chazan Sofer. Reb Chaim Kanievsky says it's considered Tefillah B'Tzibor Mamish, and that's what he writes in Shonei Halachos that the Chazon Ish holds, like the Chazan Sofer. And Rav Shlomo Zalman says it's like Tefillah B'Tzibor, but it's not Ma'alasai Ketfila and Matzibor Mamish. You want to know what's better, to start Shaveh B'Shaveh with the shots, or or to daven Shemone Esrei when some of the people are still davening? Well, by the way, to daven Shaveh b'Shaveh but the shots, the Rama says you shouldn't even do lecharchila. Okay, look in the Mishna continues. Look in the Chayyadim is mashma that at least in Shachris you could be lenient, so that you don't have to wait so long in Shiur Chadasha to wait until the shots is finished with Kedusha, Ayin Sham. Even by Mincha you could be Mekel to say Shaveh b'Shaveh with the shots. Kain Kasab b'Sefer Maimer Mordechai, Kain Zeh Kasab b'Sefer Magin Bar Mazel L'Shoinai, Misha Eino Yuchal L'Shayar, Sheyava Im HaShatz L'Moidim, Im Yaschal Acher Kedusha, somebody who cannot estimate that if he's going to start Shemone Esrei after Kedusha, he will not be able to get up to Moedim when the shots is up to Moedim. V'shem yizbabel yidei yachal lahaschel em hashatz. He could start with the shots. V'yomer imay hakadusha v'chol atfila mila b'mila ad kan l'shaynai. So even though the Rama is mashma, starting Shaveh b'Shaveh is not lecharchila, it's better to wait until after Kedusha. There are many achronim that say you could do that. Now, according to Rav Moshe and according to the Rav Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld, that it's not considered Tefilla b'Tzibar. Rav Chaim Kanievsky says this would be. You want to know what's better, to start late or to say Shaveh b'Shaveh? To start late or to... That's a good question. What is better? We'll have to look into that further. Sif Gimel. Yachid ha'imid b'tefillah. An individual that's davening. Uchsheyagia l'makam kedusha yatzira imrim kedusha the sidra. And when he gets up to kedusha, so you have a yachid standing Shemone Esrei, and he's up to nekadesh shemcha ba'olam, and the tzibur is up to Asher Yival. Eino yomer kadosh yimayim. We will not say kadosh with them. She'ena kedusha shavas. These are two different kedushas. V'nira du adinim hayu atzibur oimrim keser. Let's say the tzibur is up to moedim. Up to musaf. She'ena oimer imaham kadosh. Elo yishtoik v'yichavin l'masha oimrim d'shameh ka'ina. However, says Rama, v'yesh oimrim the kedushas keser, the hainu kedushas musaf, the hayachid mispalo shachris. Some say that kedushas keser, which is musaf, and an individual is davening shachris, yuchal loimer imam, you could say it with them. The shneim kedusha Shemone Esrei, they're both davening Shemone Esrei, kedushas and Shaveh, and their kedusha the same mechein nearly ikar. That if you're up to shachris and the tzibur is up to musaf, you could answer kedusha. V'loy polig Rashba aga'onim shehevi Beis Yosef. The Rashba does not argue on the ga'onim that the Beis Yosef brings. Let's finish this up. Says the Mishra of Katan Tesov the Sidra. Hainu be'uval tzyayin v'adin kedushas yoitzer. If let's say you're up to kedusha and the tzibur is up to kedusha uval tzion or kedusha of Berchus Kriyas Shema, keser hainu lebnei Sfard. Sfardim say keser. Uleminag Ashkenaz hu naritzcha. If you of Ashkenazic descent, then you say naritzcha. V'tam ha-mechaberhu. The reason for the mechaber. Why does the mechaber say that if you're up to shachris, you should not say kedushas keser? Mishum de'eno oimer imam b'inyanechid. You're not up to the same point. Shehem oimdim b'musaf. They're up to musaf v'oimer b'shachris. Loi adav davar zeh me'im heim hayu oimdim as b'kedusha the sidra. There's no difference between if the tzibur is up to Asher Yuval Tzion or if they're up to kedushas musaf. V'yaf agav da ha'ga'oinim kasu b'hedya d'mitztarfi mahem. Even though the ga'oinim say you definitely could say the kedusha with them, the mechaber holds, the Rashba argues. Sfir lul mechaber the harashba. The mechaber holds that the Rashba, the kasav yachid ha'imid b'tfila polig aleihem. that the Rashba argues, and the Rashba holds just like you can't say the Kedusha of Ashrei Yuval Tzion, then you can't say the Kedusha of Musaf. Aval Rama b'Haggah Svirle, the Rama in the Haggah holds the Harajva loy Amar Ela b'Kedusha de Sidra. The Rashba only says you can't say along with them Kedusha de Sidra. Shehurak Sipor, which is only a conversation Eich Malachim Akdishim, of how the Malachim say Kedusha. Aval b'Shtei Kedusha is Me'inyan Echad. But if it's the same type of Kedusha, just one is Musaf and one is Shachris, Kagan Shal Shachris v'Shal Musaf, Efshir D'Maydil Divrei HaGoinim, it could be the Raj would agree to the Goinim, and therefore the Ramah says, L'kach in Lidchos Divreim, don't push off the Goinim, that you could say the Kedusha at least of Musaf. V'chein Pasuk Pri Megadim, She'en Lazuz Mizah, don't move off of this Psak of the Ramah, that if you're up to Shachris and they're saying Musaf, you could say along the Kedusha, Lo Yimar Yimahem. And listen to this, if you're up to Shachris, and they're up to Musaf, you don't just say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. You say the whole Keser. Oyna Ritzcha, Sh'omer Shech Tzibur b'Musaf. V'zeh Mikri Inyan Echad. This is called one Inyan. Ki ha'ikr b'Kedusha hu Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. The ikr of Kedusha is the Kadosh, 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 and not the Naritzcha part or the Keser Vein Shavim L'Olam, and those are always equal. Okay, Rabbi Isai, we'll hold over here. Tomorrow we pick it up in Siman Kuf Yod. Tomorrow we pick it up in Siman Kuf Yod.